Hi everyone, Christoudias Spyrou here, Neomed's functional medicine practitioner and nutritionist. Today we'll be completing our three-part series on hormones, and we're actually going to be talking about our sex hormones. Sex hormones include estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. For those who do not know, estrogen and progesterone are the predominant hormones of the female system, and testosterone is the predominant hormone of the male system. In previous videos, we were talking about how our adrenal health and how our thyroid health affect all of these hormones. Thyroid hormone, for example, is very important for us to make progesterone and testosterone. And so for a man, if we do not have enough thyroid hormone production, or we have issues with our cortisol levels that's not allowing the thyroid hormone to attach to the cell, then you do not get enough of the muscle mass that men will have normally if they're working out, or their libido will start to fall. So instead of just supplementing with testosterone, something very good to look out for is if there is any thyroid hormone dysfunction or too much stress happening. All right, so these are very important things to look at before actually going ahead and supplementing. If we're looking at a woman, estrogen is that hormone that gives us women our juice. That's what makes a woman, our estrogen levels. However, there's good estrogens and there's bad estrogens. If you're very toxic, if you have a lot of heavy metals, if you have a high total toxic burden, if your liver is sluggish, our hormones, which are kind of evaluated and detoxified by our liver, if those things are not happening, if the liver is not detoxifying properly, and we have a lot of heavy metals as well, we actually produce more bad estrogens that can actually have other repercussions, like having a more deleterious effect going towards cancer, instead of good estrogens. What we want to do is make sure that we have plenty of the good stuff to keep us juicy as women, okay? And so in order to do that, again, looking at it from a functional medicine perspective, we want to make sure that we're detoxifying the bad guys and keeping the good guys. One very important thing to do is to make sure that you're pooping every single day, because what the liver does is it takes the bad estrogen, dumps it into the bile, and puts it in our fecal matter, and we expose of it every time we go to the toilet. And so if this is not happening, okay, and we're very constipated or we're severely constipated, for example, I have patients that tell me I don't go to the bathroom for days at a time. This is bad, okay, because what happens is all those bad estrogens start to recirculate into the bloodstream and make us estrogen dominant. What does estrogen dominant mean? It means that we have too much estrogen and sometimes too many bad estrogens in comparison to our progesterone, our other female hormone. And, how do we know that we have this condition? There's a lot of estrogen dominant conditions that many people know of. One such condition is polycystic ovarian syndrome. This is PCOS for short. And so what is happening here is that because the liver is kind of not working optimally, we're getting insulin resistance, we're getting too much testosterone, we're not balancing our estrogen and our progesterone the way we're doing. And other signs of estrogen dominance on the body are very fibrotic breasts, like if your breast hurt a lot before your period, this is a very big sign of having estrogen dominance. And also getting that cortisol belly actually is also associated with having estrogen dominance. And so, making sure that we're kind of looking at all venues of why we're estrogen dominant and what kinds of bad estrogens or good estrogens that are available in our body are all keys to understanding all of our hormonal imbalances and how they're being expressed in the body as an illness, okay? So that's estrogen. We want to make sure that we're producing enough good estrogens and making sure the rest of the system is working properly for detoxification purposes so that the bad estrogens are taken out of the body and the good ones are kept intact, okay? The second part of this is our progesterone. Our progesterone, as I've said in the past videos, is our progestation hormone. It gets the body ready for pregnancy. It's also kind of like a relaxing hormone. It makes you kind of feel subdued and nice. That's why people that are low in progesterone typically aren't able to sleep at night and feel a bit more anxious. And again, looking upstream at this, it's very important to check out thyroid function and also cortisol function to make sure that we're producing enough thyroid hormone so that we produce enough progesterone. If we're progesterone deficient, we typically have more heavy periods, and we can have either shorter cycles or much longer cycles that are not normal. We typically want the normal cycle to be every 28 to 30 days. This is normal, okay? Even people that have a cycle of 35 days, 37 days, 40 days, and this is still consistent cycle, it's out of range. We need to get it back down to like around the 30-day mark, because this is where we see more optimal levels of progesterone. And then looking at testosterone. In women, testosterone is still very important because we need a little bit testosterone to have our libido. That's what drives our libido. If we're having too much testosterone, this can cause facial hair, a lot of acne around the chin area, and this is an indication that all the other hormones are also unbalanced. And then again, we need to look at thyroid and also stress, and also overgrowths within the body, because this can definitely be causing the testosterone imbalances, as well as a sluggish liver. So you see that everything is connected. Everything is not just about, okay, you don't have enough of this or you have too much of this, let's just give you the hormone and it's done. It's not like that. We need to look at all the body and what's going on holistically so that we can get the hormones back into balance. In a man, like I said, if he doesn't have enough testosterone, he has a harder time building muscle and he has a very low libido. So again, we have to look upstream of these things to make sure that we are treating the man properly so that he gets the help he needs instead of just adding some testosterone to the picture. When we're looking at how to test for this, we can do some simple blood work to see how you're doing in terms of how much estrogen you have. There's different kinds of estrogen like estrone and estradiol. And we can look at progesterone and we can look at DHEA, which is a precursor of all these hormones. But it's even more prudent to kind of get an even better picture of what's going on. And we can do this by doing something that's called a Dutch test. It's actually a dried urine specimen. And through your urine, we can actually tell how all your hormones are being metabolized. It looks at cortisol levels, it looks at progesterone levels, it looks at what kinds of estrogens are circulating in your blood, the good guys or the bad guys. And it also makes suggestions as to how we can decrease, what your body needs to decrease the bad estrogens and increase the good ones. And so it's a much more detailed picture into what's going on rather than just getting some blood work. If you'd like more information about how your hormones are affecting your state of health, or if you'd like some more information on how to get access to do the Dutch test, please give us a call here at Neomed and we're happy to help. Thanks guys, take care, bye-bye.